So if you didn't follow this, Sean McVay, the head coach of the Rams, knowing you can ram it all day, ram it all night, and you can ram your quarterbacks back into the ground where he's all messed up. So Sean McVay, walking the proverbial tightrope without a safety net here, protecting or attempting to protect Matthew Stafford, his starting quarterback, QB1. Remember the offseason when Tom Brady took Matthew Stafford out in Montana and then a private enclave there, and they were trying to wine and dine him and get him to go to the Raiders, and then Tom Brady had to settle for Geno Smith. Holy crap. And there were other teams that were flirting with Matthew Stafford. Well, he ended up going back to the Rams, and now he's not able to play. Say what? Yeah, not able to play. We are about a month away from the start of the NFL regular season. Matthew Stafford's health, a lingering cloud of doom over the Rams. Is this the end of his career as a quarterback in the NFL? Stafford has continued to be absent from Ram training camp, and he has an issue. Oh, my aching back. That's his issue. He's got back soreness. Now, that prompted Sean McVay to describe the situation as week to week. Now, there was no official setback. There was nothing stated. Might have been something. Who knows? Maybe he bent over to get something in the kitchen and the back snapped. But nonetheless, despite no official setback, Matthew Stafford, 37, has already now visited the spine specialist, a specialist on the back, twice. Now, that certainly signals that this is not just a minor bump. There's something else going on. So let us discuss the question. Rams coach Sean McVay continuing to downplay Matthew Stafford's back issues with the Rams. What do your ears tell you? What do your ears tell you on this? So I've got Rocket Fizz, Piping Hot, and Homecoming King. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make the gabagool. We're going to make the gabagool. So now what do the ears say? I'll tell you what my ears say. Listening between the words here, it sounds like agony. Absolute agony. Week to week, to me, sounds like he's done. He's out. That's it. That's code. That's coach speak. I've been around too long. I've heard the coach speak for we are praying to the gods to make sure that we get something to happen. We need to go into the sorcerer's workshop here and cook up a spell for Matthew Stafford. We have to find something magical because that spine is toast, and they know it. He's cooked. You do not visit a spine specialist multiple times unless there is something big time going on with that back there, and why not? You look at the supporting evidence for Matthew Stafford. He's in year 17. He's got the Super Bowl championship there on his resume. He's got a lot of touchdowns, a lot of broken body parts, and just glued together at this point. We're going to assume his podcast wife there probably wants him to retire. So then you've got Sean McVay in this soap opera. You've got Sean McVay who's candy coating everything like he's working at Rocket Fizz. And he's, oh, no, everything's good. Everything got covered in sugar. We're good. Everything's all right here. And he's trying to feed the Ram fan who's just trying to ram it all day and ram it all night, trying to feed the Ram fan Jolly Ranchers. And then they're like, well, no, this is not a Jolly Rancher situation. This is a hot tamale. All right, this is a hot tamale situation. Spicy. Spicy. All right, so you're trying to walk the thin line. You're trying to walk the line from being optimistic, peppy Sean McVay to, wait a minute, this is a disaster, so I got to do disaster control. But actions do always speak louder than words. We've had that mantra for a long time. It's kind of, everyone should have that mantra. So Matthew Stafford hasn't practiced. He hasn't thrown. He's essentially just walking around like he's just walking the aisles at Home Depot looking at stuff. And if I hear week to week, Week to week, one more time, I am going to rip my headphones off my head and throw them against the wall, is what I'm going to do. Week to week. Oh, my God. That is the phrase that you use as an NFL head coach when you don't want to admit you're porked. You don't want to admit that. So, week to week. Yeah, week to week. My fat ass week to week. So the Rams are one, and I got to make sure I say this properly because this is the number one phrase that is messed up on people that give updates on medical conditions involving the back. But the LA Rams are one bulging disc. I said it, disc. They're one bulging disc away from Jimmy Garoppolo under center. So you talk about going from filet mignon, to gas station beef jerky. That's what Jimmy Garoppolo is at this point. Now, can the Rams slap together a good season during the regular? Yes, they can. Of course they can. But do you expect them to go on a burner and to the championship? Unlikely. Can they beat crappy teams like Seattle and Arizona and the 49ers? Sure, those teams suck. Down the line against the better opponents, that's the problem, right? You have to become a defensive team. The Rams better become a top 5 team. Because even if Garoppolo plays, he's a porcelain doll. We know that the guy slips on a wet leaf somewhere, and he's in the injury tent camping out and all that stuff. So the Rams have to have a dominant defensive team. Stafford, it's not looking so good at this point. Today, we do the show today, and at this point today, based on the available information we have, things are not looking good. Meanwhile, speaking of not looking good,